If you frequently use CAD programs, you won't be a stranger to dealing with PDF files that you have to open and edit on those said CAD programs. You'll also be encountering a lot of PDF files that are raster files, so they can't be directly edited on when you open them up on CAD programs. For the most part, your only option would be just to open it on those CAD programs and then just trace over the raster lines. But ScantaCAD can actually open up those PDF files for you and then convert those raster files into editable, usable vector files. So you can do away with the step of having to trace over the raster files manually. So let's open up a PDF raster file to show you what I mean. So let's open this up. As you can see, you zoom in, you see a lot of pixelation, so these obviously aren't vector files. First thing we want to do is clean up the image first by clicking on Clean Raster Image. And then we want to turn this black and white, so I'm going to click on Threshold Black and White. And then you can maybe smoothen the lines a little bit because a lot of them are pixelated. And I think that's okay. Let's click on OK here. Now we can click on Convert Raster Image. Choose Architectural. That's already the default option, so no need to change that. There are some text that we want to convert into editable text, so I'm going to click on Vectorize and OCR. A new tab is going to open up here. Click on OCR here. I want to set the maximum character size, so I'm going to click on Select from Image. Look for the largest text here. I think it might be the text here in the title block. And then click and drag across the height of it to automatically set the maximum character size. The minimum character size follows suit automatically. We do have some vertical text here, so I'm going to click on vertical. Then I'm going to click on Run to generate a preview of the converted image here on the left. You can zoom in. A lot of it got converted pretty cleanly. A lot of the text were converted accurately as well. You can click on highlight vectors to see them more clearly. The circles were converted accordingly, the lines were converted accordingly, and so were the text. Some text weren't converted accurately, so I'm going to correct that later on, but this looks pretty clean. It got us 80 to 90% of the way. You click on OK to finalize these changes. And as for the text that we want to change, simply zoom in on them and then double click, and you can change them manually. Click on OK. Now that's pretty clean. Okay, you can do your edits here as well, but for any larger edits, for any major edits rather, you can actually just do that on your CAD program after we save this file. The last step is just to click on Export here on the upper right. Choose a file type. Depending on your CAD program, you can choose DXF, which is the default option. You can choose DWG, and then also you can choose G-code if you would like. I'm just going to keep it at DXF. And then I'm going to name the file. You can name it whatever you want. Then you can click on Save. You have a couple of last-minute export options here as well. One thing of note is the AutoCAD compatibility option. It just converts all these black colored vectors into white, mainly because AutoCAD by default has a dark colored background, so it will be difficult to see these black vector lines on top of that dark colored background. So this option, if you tick it, just converts these black vectors into white to make it easier to see on AutoCAD. We have a couple of other options here as well, layers and export Bezier options. You can tweak them as you wish, but usually the default options are okay. If you're okay with these export options, just click on OK, and that should save the file. So it's a pretty quick and easy process. To recap, we open up the raster PDF, we clean it up as much as we can. If you have a cleaner file available, I would suggest that you use that. The cleaner the file, the better the output. After we clean it up and do some pre-processing, you click on Convert Raster Image, tweak the settings, and check the final vector output before saving it. So that's how you can use ScantaCAD to easily convert your raster PDFs to vector files that you can then use on your CAD programs.